G'day team. It's raining heavily outside, so we're indoors. And since we're indoors, we'll get the biggest canvas out. That's the plan. It took me so long to get set up that our coffee is now cold. Right. Bit of paint on me already, that's not ideal. A little bit baggy, but we'll give them a go. Can't hurt, can it? Bring this up close so you can see what's happening. Yum. Yum. And guys, how's the sound? Are we spot on? Because I finally charged our device, so we should have good sound, but it's a wild world out there. Hey, how you doing, Miss Honey? Come on, who put the lid on this? Oh, some of the... See, this is the problem. This is why you use your stuff properly. See that? That is sealed. How am I going to fix that? Oh, with a bit of elbow grease. All right, let's get some of this down here. Same story. Yum. Yum. This is one, this brand, hilarious. I found it in an op shop, and I love it too, but I was weirdly not wanting to wear it because I'm like, oh, I don't want to get any paint on it or damage it. And then I thought, but what if you grow out of it, get too fat, get too skinny, whatever, life changes. Wear it now. So I've got a few pieces of clothing that I've resisted wearing, but I feel like that's a mistake. I feel like needs to be worn. Yes, yes. So at this scale, it's hard to get aboard. It's a canvas with New Zealand timber backing, so it's a very special canvas. And yeah, I'll show you. A bit loose, but it doesn't actually matter. It's good. It's good canvas. And we want a bunch of acrylic paint. That's going to tick the box for us, just like that. Everything I can get out of it, baby. We might even come back for more yet. We'll see. We will see. I would like just a touch of carbon black. There we go. Pretty basic palette. Still pretty fun. All right. The shirt blends with the painting. Good. That's exactly what I was going for, John. It wasn't pure chance. If we have fun on this one, we might dive on another one too. But our scenery today is literally a New Zealand shed. And please understand that this is very nostalgic for me because a storage shed or a shed is where I actually started painting in the first instance. And this is the same shed that Solo Gala, the works currently on the website, came from. It was made in this shed with 15, 20, 4 or 5 hour lives. Massive piece of work. Anyway, we're on this one. So let's not get distracted by X's. Oh, Lewis, thank you so much. Three Parrots is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal piece. I love that one. That was done in Orewa. But, right, let's... also, guys, I put it in the About Me, but I don't think it's updated yet. I've got an AirPod in. If you want to join the same songs I'm listening to, a lot of people don't like the same music, so I won't put you through that. But if you want to listen to the same music, you can go into the link in my bio, scroll to the bottom, and I'm on Midnight Oil. There's 3 playlists. I'm doing Midnight Oil. That's the yellow one. Or we'll just talk. Because I'm kind of the opposite of, if you think of like ADD, you can't have music and stimulation and sounds, it all gets too much. I actually like having music in my ear, the TV on, my phone, laptop, doing an email with my phone on. It like settles me. And so for me, I like the music in my ear, the artwork on the wall, the reference picture, you guys there, the comment section, my paint, all the stimulation relaxes me. So, which is kind of reverse, but everyone's different. What's been said? Do you paint your canvases white first before painting them? Yeah, or you can put something like this. 2 different things here. Acrylic primer, it's just a polymer. Or you've got gesso. Gesso is a wonderful thing. It's basically the exact same stuff, but with a bit of chalk through it, titanium white and chalk. And what that means is it turns it white, but it also puts a priming layer on it. The priming layer just makes, like, imagine a plasticky, most of the time it's plasticky layer between the paint and the substrate, the canvas or wood. And what that does is it stops the paint from seeping into the substrate. And if it doesn't seep in, the colours, they pop. And you want the colours to pop. Even if you don't want the work to last forever, having something that stops the colours from losing saturation is much more satisfying for the artist. Even when I was not keeping artwork, I would still gesso it because it makes those colours really fun. So, if you're ever wondering why your art doesn't pop compared to what you saw in a tutorial, might be that gesso, baby. It might be. Do all art go up for sale in your shop? Not all of it. In fact, hardly any of it. We do a few originals here, absolutely. But for the most part, the artwork we make, typically it's commission based, so it already has a home that it's going to. But that being said, I've been working on a few originals at the moment, and there will be in the near future some originals listed on the website soon. So if you're hanging out, if Prince and whatnot, Prince etc., replications and things, I love them to bits. I've got so many prints in my home, but if they're not your thing, that's totally okay. There is, in the nearest future, actual originals to be listed on the website. This might even be one of them. But I hate saying it's going to be on the website until it's actually finished, because we don't know, in the chaos of art, if it actually will reach a conclusion or actually just slowly descend into proper chaos and we never actually get a result. It's okay. Cheers, guys. I might actually put you back a little bit further, team, so you can actually see the whole, what we're working to. There we go. Down here, that's our photo. So that's what we're working to. Splashing around. How much would it cost for a piece in my living room? There's a couple of questions there. There's a question of where in the world is your living room? And there's a question of what size the piece is that you'd like. The best way to find out is jump on the link in the bio. There's a commission form there. And you can say the size you're after and where in the world you're based. And from there, I can come back to you with a much more accurate number. If you want something beautiful for your living room, the originals do have a certain enigma to it being the real brushstrokes. Definitely, it's special, it's meaningful. But if you're making the room beautiful, and that's the core intention, it's okay to, hypothetically, just go for straight colour. Get the print. And this is coming from a guy who does fill his living room with prints. My hallways and living rooms, because I have to sell the original. I have to sell the original, so the print itself is how I can keep the projects I really enjoy in my house. So I'm actually going to grab some tape. Here we go. There we go. Our picture here is a rectangle, while our photo's a rectangle, while our canvas is a square. So I'm just adjusting that slightly. Here we go. Fixed. If anyone's around often, you'll recognise this picture as being the one that I was slapping with the fern. It is actually, as I paint, little chunks of fern that I'm flicking off it, which is kind of fun. Actually, get something a little special here. This is the perk of a shed, guys. There's always something around that can help. If you're in nature, sometimes you can get stuck. But here, in the shed, endless options. Endless options. And Devonte, the 530th member of the group. Welcome on in. Let's lift this up a little bit. There we go. Give me that eye level. Beautiful. 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 The temptation too is to not wear a pair of gloves, but maybe that's where being a wee bit naughty. I'll put one fresh glove on my painting hand and we'll see from there. I want to buy this. Location, please. Hold fire, Victor. This piece here isn't quite finished. And its location is Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud. But it can go anywhere on God's green earth. Anywhere that you want it. It does ship, but only once it's finished. New Zealand. Where is New Zealand? Well, if you start from going to the southern hemisphere, there's a massive continent down the southern hemisphere called Australia. Now, once you're in Australia, keep going south, southeast. To the southeast, you'll come across two other little islands. One's the North Island and the South Island, a country called New Zealand. You'll know if you've made it because they'll make a coffee with espresso machines. And they'll sound like robots and say, "G'day, mate." Or is it Australia? I forget these things. See, Banana lives in New Zealand. They know what's going on here. Devonte. We've been working on this particular piece for how long? We did a 3 or 4 hour session on it outside when it wasn't raining, and now we're doing an inside session, but it's probably had about 4 hours on it, I would say. Hard to know. It's hard to judge art on time because we're trying to get the best possible strokes we can get, but sometimes we miss. And so in aggregate, we're trying to get, say, 100 good strokes. It doesn't matter if we've done 500, if 400 of them were useless. It's wrong to say it's useless, but sometimes we're so tied up on the journey of the painting that the time actually becomes kind of irrelevant. And every painting's on its own little journey. 700 Springs Ranch took a lot of time. And that was okay. That was part of its journey. Kiss Goodbye. 46 years took a lot of time. Funnily enough. Aussie is good day. I feel like New Zealand is either kia ora or che. Yeah, fair enough. I'd give it kia ora. More universal. And yeah, it's almost like he's throwing colours everywhere. Almost. That's exactly what he's doing. And he is Seb, by the way. I'd call you by your first name as well, but it just says user, so it's a bit tough. Fish and chips, yeah. I do like that. I'd eat more fish and chips if I didn't get so much acid reflux. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're in a good position there, team. I like where you are. Thanks, John. That's a really kind thing to say. Let me just spin this around a little bit. Yeah, there we go. It's the little reference shot I'm working off. There we go. Beautiful. I mean, it looks like you just it looks like you're just throwing around color, but it's defining each part. Yes. So it will look crazy, but the idea here is you check the reference image. So we have this photo here of Antarctica, and we see a shape or a little moment, and then we just transplant it. Not worrying about the picture or anything else in the photo, just that one little shape or color, move it across. And we do that over and over again with the best of intentions, and we get a result. A million brush strokes, all aligned to the same purpose, but all doing their own little thing. Always get something quite special. And this is true. You do know you're in New Zealand when you were in the red bands. It's raining outside, and I need to move all the stuff from the outdoor area into the shed. And so I thought, well, I didn't think at all while I was doing that. I was like, shoes, check, shirt, check, Wi-Fi, check, phone, check, on, go. Gorgeous, love your work from Cape Town. Welcome on in, Cape Town. And thank you very much for the explanation. You are welcome, Queen of King. Queen of King Eye. This is, look, it's usually Auckland. So if you still think it's Auckland, you'd be forgiven. But I'm currently painting in Tauranga. That's where we currently are. Tauranga. The Mount, close to. The Mount is down that direction, about 45 minutes. So, very nearby, team. Very nearby. These are deeper rocky pieces just up through here. You see this area here is looking really fun. It's getting very, very close to the energy that area actually wants. But the more love needs to go up here. There we go. Beautiful. How do you feel about where you're, Erica? It's a bit of paint and things like that. And I thought, let's just be a little bit tidier today. Hey, thanks, Jason. Appreciate you being here, you champion. How's your position and angle, guys? Are we a happy bunch? I think we're good. I think we're good. But I did think that I went a bit over the top with the reds I added, which is okay. But I felt like, to be true to Antarctica, they'd be more subtle behind the rock, underneath, curling around the background. So now, we're going to exacerbate the blues. At least that's the plan. We're all good. That's good, Sarah. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. I won't change a thing then. I will move the photo soon for you, but at the moment, that is the primo place. That is some prime real estate right there. That's exactly where I want it. There we go. Lisa's garden, welcome on in. And yes, Angel, you should paint a family tree. That'd be a big painting. Liking the color combination and the red bands. Two good things. Yeah, if it gets really muddy, red bands are exactly what you want because it stops the I get so many pairs of shoes because it stops the I get so many pairs of shoes because it stops the I get so many pairs of shoes to Here we go. Antarctica. Lovely, lovely place. Special place. Is there some lag occurring? Sorry, Lisa's garden. And no, this is not a commission. This is a project which I desperately wanted to do. I've been looking through my father's albums, and one of the things that he took photos of a whole lot was Antarctica. He was down there flying helicopters. And so, we're here, doing that place some justice. And so I don't really want to put this kind of one up for sale. I'd like to have it stay here, especially if my father likes it. But who knows? That may change. But for now, let's not worry about the plan for it. let's just concern ourselves with making it. You're on a beach right now. It's exciting. Devonte, I'm the ripe old age, the juicy old age, the fun old age of, take a guess. How old do you think I am? How many years have I walked the face of this earth? It's more than one. Slightly under 100. Ooh, 33, too high. 26, too low. 34, too high. 46, too high. 46. I still get ID'd at the supermarket. But 32. I'm going to give that one a yes. Ooh, Javon. Oh, sorry. Bran, you're the winner. Bran's the winner. 31. 31. I turned 32 in January. January 12th. Which makes me the goatfish. Yeah, you were all pretty close. You know, one day we'll play that game and it'll be 50s and 40s. And someone will say 39 and I'll be like, I like you. Do you think it's easier to get respect as an artist if you're older or younger? Because with age, you'd be like, well, why haven't you become famous yet? And if you're young, you'll be like, well, you're young and immature. You don't know art yet. It's kind of like, I guess it's like any career. You're either past it or too inexperienced to get promoted, which is so incorrect, guys. But January 21st, welcome to the party. And Lisa Garden, I'm a dad to a beautiful, gorgeous, love of my life baby girl. What an absolute pleasure. LJ, Blue, yes baby, you're onto it. We are smashing balloons. Thanks, Lisa. I appreciate that. Like a fine wine, baby. Yeah. When I hit my 40s and start losing my hair, and I shave it all off and replace it with a toupee, when that happens, guys, I just want you all just to act cool. Act like nothing happened. Act like it was just, say, oh, Seb, your hair's looking great today. And then we'll just move on. There we go. Maybe one day. Maybe one day, who knows? I'll never lose my hair like that. Maybe. Maybe I will. And hey, Toons, welcome on in. Is it raining? It is raining. Gently on the roof. Gently. So, just navigating that. We might get one more little colour in here. Some purple. A bit more. I'm not close enough. I need to read that closer. Here we go. Let's have a little look-see here. Devontae, it's called life. It gets in the way sometimes. Hey, Jay and Seb, new painting. Aiden, yes, we're dabbling away on this one. Penguins. Penguins is up in Auckland. So, although I love penguins, love it to bits, I didn't have enough room in the car to ship penguins with the baby. And I'd also say that even if I could, it wouldn't be responsible because it would need 2 days completely off gas. And until that time's been had, I shouldn't really have a painting in the car with the baby while the painting's still off gassing. So acrylic takes about 2 days to fully settle, and oil needs about 2-3 weeks. But until you know it's completely dry, don't let little baby lungs breathe it in. That's important. Paint on the tip of the nose. Well, that was it's 100% intentional. Did you go to art school or self-taught? Cameron, great question. And Chad, happy your baby girl is doing amazing. Yeah, she does. So I went to art school, and you can get all the details about my little story if you go via the link in my bio. There's a really cute little timeline with all these animations on it, and it'll tell you all about where I was born, my 3 brothers, how I learned art, how I became an artist, how I feel about that, and what I want the future to look like. And from there too, there'll be a messaging service, so you're welcome to message me, clarify things, answer things, or tell me your story. Sometimes, all we want is to share a little bit. Hey guys, what mood are you guys in? I'm enjoying this landscape, but a part of me wants to do a face. How would you feel if we swapped this out and got a face in here? Are you guys into that idea? Kia ora, I'm in Mariwa. Mariwa? Yeah, okay. It's getting some love. Okay, we've got 2 options. I can either pause the stream and run off and grab it, because it's about 50 meters that way. Or I keep the stream going and just leave you guys here by yourselves for a bit. What do you think? Nah, leave the stream live? I'll leave you guys here and I will be back. Give me like a minute or 2. All right. Much love, team. I'll be back in a moment. shouldn't be painting on MDF. It should always be masonite. I tell you guys that, but I'm a stickler for breaking my own rules. Oh, here we go. You wouldn't have heard a word I said because I left my mic halfway out of the room. So I was saying, I've got a pretty fun idea. Cheers, Mark. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit different. I get nostalgic in a shed. And when I get nostalgic, I want to live a little bit of nostalgia. And to do that, I need 2 easels. Here's a fun game. I'll give you a little clue. It's obscene. But try and guess how many easels Seb owns. I'll give you a clue. When I tell you the number, you're going to think I have a problem. G'day, Steve. Steve, did you get my email last night? Right. Let's put this one up here. Just bring that up to there. There we go. Beautiful. And cigarettes and rooftops and missionaries. Good enough. Oh, these are big guesses. 30s. It's in the 30s. 36 easels. About 4 wooden ones, and then about 32 metal ones. And I use them for when we do like fun paint sessions. Like you might have seen some of the footage of when like everyone's got their own piece of artwork and things. So you need them. So when everyone gets a piece of artwork, everyone's on an easel. It feels okay doing things on a table, but not with my style. If I'm hosting a painting class, everyone's up like this. Stand in position, dress like you mean it, and have fun actually being an artist. You know, a lot of paint classes I find hunch over like this. You got a little wine glass, and you're like, oh, I can colours are kind of fun, I guess. Feel what it's like to be an artist. That's what I think. Okay, that's not that bad. Thanks, Christian, I appreciate that. It's a fun shirt. Now, the game here, I'm going to dash off and grab one more of these boards. While I'm gone, can I leave you guys with an important job? I haven't got a picture that I'm painting right now. Nothing at all. So, while I'm gone, you guys need to figure out which portrait are we doing? Who in this big old world, or what in this world, are we painting as a face? grab that. Okay. It's funny actually, yeah. Here we go. Did we Betty White? Just do it of yourself. All right, we're going to vote for Betty White and a vote for me. Here we go. Perfect. Fantastic. Okay. Right. All right. Let's have a little look-see here. Oh, actually. LJ, hope you don't mind. I had a picture here, which I thought, here we go. There we go. All right. All right, now I need to actually put it up in a way where it's not going to fall down. Let's have a little look-see here. There we go. Put that phone there. Screw that up tight there. There we go. All right, let's make a face. Have we got sound there? We do, but for some reason, this one might try and die on us. When it dies, it's already on nothing. Bum, 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 bum. Will we let it die or will we save it? Tell you what, we'll get kicked into it. This will die. When this dies, now, I don't know if you've seen this before, team, but sometimes I like to work on two portraits at once. And this is one of those times. So, rather than getting tied into one portrait, we're going to work on two simultaneously. How does everyone feel about that? Okay, let's go. In fact, I wonder. let's put this. Perfect. Right, let's go. Can you see both the frames? You can. Cool. If you're wondering, I haven't told you who this is yet. Wait. This one was an experimental picture of the back of a Rousey, who's a person who deals with wool in a shearing gang. She was one of the original lead-in pictures before I attacked the sheep shearer. And this one was a landscape that I was playing with several years ago. But the reason why these projects stayed where they were and these boards are available is because they are on MDF, which I don't love as much as masonite, because it's less resistant to the world. And I love things to last indefinitely if I can. Maybe I'm being too picky. There we go. Everywhere. Who's in here? Last time I painted, I threw the canvas at the window. Devonte. That's all right. Funnily enough, sounds like you're emotionally charged, which is actually quite an important thing to paint with. But it sounds like your painting got you emotionally charged with the wrong kind of energy. And that's okay, or the right kind of energy. Maybe it was performance art. But you've got to be able to figure out what kind of energy you want and channel it into the work, if you can. If you can. Have you ever gone through a phase where you've lost interest or inspiration for painting? Yeah, that happens. That definitely happens. Painter's block is not a matter of if you get it. It's a matter of how you deal with it when you do get it. And some people get them more than others, and some people get them worse than others. Kind of like losing the spark for someone you love. You're not always going to feel the same the whole way through your life, but it's your responsibility to figure out how you actually bring feeling back. And sometimes it takes work. Sometimes different couples, different artists will have their own little tips and tricks. But whatever it is, it's pretty good to know what you do to fix the spark before you lose it. So, here's what I'd suggest. When you're feeling at the top of your game, when you're feeling the most in love, when you're feeling the most inspired and motivated, at that stage, invent your toolkit. At that stage, invent your toolkit. And what that will do is it'll give you control. So when you do go into a block, a drop, a lack of inspiration, a lack of love, you've already figured out your tricks in your peak of how to address that, deal with that, fix that, improve that. That's more my style. Well, let's see if it remains your style. Let's see what happens. See if it changes. I see what you're doing. You're painting the portraits over the existing pieces. Haha. Caught. So, I want you to watch these portraits as they're being painted, and I want you to think less about what they're starting to look like, and more about the fact that I'm looking at the picture, extrapolating one shape or stroke or color moment, and then adding it to the picture, ignoring everything else that's happened. If there's a picture underneath, you have to ignore. It's so important. If you don't ignore, the underlying picture will ruin whatever it is you're making. So all we're caring about is the next brush stroke, where it lands, how it's going to look. It's all we are worried about. There we go, guys. How's that? Is the sound better or worse? Better. Really? Interesting. Well, there's something new, eh? Funny how that works. What's up, Alex? Welcome on in. Here we go. Morning here, night there. Yeah, it's raining here. Indeed it is. Lightly. But it most certainly is raining. I want another colour team. It's a bit of a wild choice, but we'll do it. Ooh. Steve, rainy and cold. Yeah, it's no good. It's raining down here in Totoma too. Raining cats and dogs, they say. There you go. Bay of Island's a lovely, lovely place, but I guess it is winter, so weather can play up. It's also a great time to still do things. You've been to UK? Not for a hot minute. Welcome in from London. Not for a hot minute? Never, actually. Don't know why I said hot minute. Never been to the UK. Not once. Not ever. That's really kind of you. I appreciate that. Man, I did grab a lot of orange. I see that now. It's okay. We'll make it work. There's a lot of this. Possibly too much. There we go. Welcome on in, Sparky. It's in your mind, or what are you painting? We're painting the same face. Twice over. So what we're making is two canvases, one face, and what we're doing is seeing how we go. We did have a big landscape I was working on, but sometimes you have to follow the mood. And today, something just told me, make a big face. Have some fun. The gumboots do mean business. Gumboots do mean business. What's the secret? What's the secret? You know, I was talking to someone the other day during that interview when we were painting the penguins, and I was saying, what's the most important thing for art? You get one thing, what is it? I said, authenticity. Authenticity in who you are and how you make it. It's literally everything. From the start to the finish. You're not authentic. So the worst thing that can ever happen is that you become famous and have to continue living a lie. So don't think you'll suddenly realize who you are from an Instagram post or a Facebook post or some weird Kiwi's words during a live stream on TikTok, but starting the battle or starting this exploring, the search for who you are is always a healthy search. One that'll go to fun places. I'm inspiring you to do this. It's a fun method. It can be intimidating with two in front of you, but if you can embrace that, you can lose yourself in two on a much deeper level than you can with just the one. And this is actually, although it doesn't exist on social media, this is how Solo Gala came into existence. Whew. Hey, Pink Diamond. I'm from New Zealand. And when I say I'm spiritual, it's a good question. I think we did philosophy at university. And I guess I'd ask, the word spiritual, it's become kind of a buzzword. So I'd have to ask you, what do you mean by spiritual? What does that mean to you? And I'll see if I can align with that. Hi from Belfast. Welcome on in. So, someone tell me here in this chat, was this speaker here, my little mic, was this worse than the iPhone's recording? Because if it is, I'll be gutted. And on that same note, who would be offended if I tried to dash off and grab a coffee? So offended, not me. I was like, oh, okay, no, we'll stay. Coffee is life, mean, sound is better now. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Okay, so what I'll do is we won't use this indoors from now on. I'll put the mic on when we go outside into the wind, and that'll stop the wind. But unless we're in the real wilderness conditions, I won't bother with it for you guys. There's definitely a louder hiss, capturing more background white noise. Like right now. Does that build in more realism? Let the hiss lull you. Let it be a massage for your ears. It's the rain on the roof, there we go. Not me, go for it. You're so much colour. Perfect. Alright, good. Right. Now that I've got permission, I'm going to build that desire a bit. Well, I actually need two. Should lay it on quite thick as a hairdryer. Make the paint dry. But when I go inside, briefly, it will also give a chance to set. Alright team, I'm going to leave you with these portraits as they are. What I'll do is I'll spin you slightly. Start to see where we're at. It's early days. Right, I'm going to grab that coffee and I'll come on back. Until then, you guys are by yourselves. Behave. of the mountain below. Keep careful watch over my brother's soul. And I went for a bit of soda water instead of coffee. I thought, you know what? I should look after myself. Less of that coffee business. Naughty Sebastian. And plus, it sounds like that's a massive growth moment for me, but don't make the mistake of thinking that, because I lost my trail of thought. Only had the option of instant coffee, so a bit of a trade-off there. Hold on to 10 seconds. I've got some lights that we can turn on to help with this whole out. If my southern draw. Just turn on some additional lights. Will it help? Is the question. If my southern drawl don't get me wrong, don't get me beat. Bring you around here. What if I face you right there? No, it's a little bit off. I think we're in a pretty good position. Shh, he's coming back. He is back. He is back. How crazy is that? He came back. Did you think I wasn't going to come back? You're pretty sure. What are you thinking? Right, let's flip that there. Catty. Portraits are... Oh, thank you, Catty. I appreciate that. Early days. You wait. You wait. They could end up as a wreck shortly. An absolute wreck. Who knows? But we'll just keep going through colours until they can't take any more colour. That's the plan. Now, I said no coffee, but I'm going to have a few little electrolytes. You know what? With 3D printing, I mean, if you think of how synthetic instant coffee is, and I've had two this morning, so I'm not bagging on things I don't have. I'm saying I do have it, but it's very synthetic. You could probably 3D print that soon enough. And maybe we just 3D print coffee. Like, maybe I can send you a coffee. Well, I think that's the future though, isn't it? Like, imagine here, like, I'm painting, and then maybe it's like, and if you are like making a pottery thing, and if you like my pots, you can order them right here, and you click the button, and it like 3D prints it right in front of you. Or is that too far? I kind of like that the prints have this whole process to make them and things. But like, maybe the future is just 3D printing everything. On site, whatever you want it. Maybe. Maybe. It's not a future I'm particularly excited about, but it's a future we could live in. If my southern drawl don't get me. And remember guys, we are listening through AirPods right now. So, if you'd like to join the listening party, go to the link in my bio, scroll down to the bottom, and choose, we're on Midnight Oil right now. It's a nostalgic playlist I have to celebrate this little storage shed. If you want to match completely, I'm on Jimmy's song. All right, let's go. sleeves are right in the wrong spot for me, baby. Hey, we've been here for 30 minutes. That's fun. Oh no, wait, 90 minutes. There we go. Here we go. And I had a guy in the UK order me a pizza. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. So what, you just gave your delivery address and he went on the app and just bought it. Which makes perfect sense. We're in rural right now, so we can't really do a pizza here, but I like that. I'm a big fan. Tell you what, maybe that's like the deal we'll bust next time. When I'm painting at the house in Auckland, I'll be like, right guys, I can either hang around for another 2 hours, or someone can jump on Uber Eats and grab Shelby something. I can see it being a thing. We'd probably have to, the world's a crazy place, and we'd probably have to do it like a pickup rather than a delivery to the house. Just for the safety of addresses and things, but that being said, could be funny. And the rule is Shelby has to come in and have the food in the stream and say thank you. No. Or I have to say thank you. That's fair. That's fair. I like the ground over here too. The carpet's fun, but on the carpet, I can't get grip. But over here, I've got no grip, so I can spin. Wait, too much grip, no grip. This is the fun area. That's the party corner. This is the business corner. And that's okay. Might even bring you guys around a little bit. How do you feel if I put you there? Yeah, because am I always standing in front of these paintings, or is that might help you? It'll cut me out on this one, but at least you'll get the bit of framing, I think. So that's all good. It's business in the... Yeah, actually for both of us. So business in the front and party in the back. I kind of like it. I almost want to roll back the carpet so I can party everywhere. And just slip and slide. Whoop. No, that's why we have health and safety. That's Also, if you hate whistling and you get sick of me doing it, just say stop. I need that reminder. a bit of a swap of playlist here too. And this is part of the reason why I don't play the music out loud. Because I'm listening to romantic country now. Bit of Luke Bryan, Roller Coaster. Oh, baby, please. You want to infuse your artwork with a bit of love and passion. You need that country love songs. Mika, welcome on in. Beyonce song, All the Single Ladies. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, kind of day with the rain. I like that. I like that, Steve. I'm actually a massive fan of Pink Floyd. But I don't know what happened to me. I don't know whether it was in high school, whether it was by myself, whether it was I love country. I love it. But not the pop songs. I like those deep country love songs. Sad country songs, country love songs. Sometimes they hit in a way that no other music genre can. And right now, it'd be hitting. It'd be hitting. I didn't read that whole comment, but it said, can you dance something, 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 something? The answer is no. Not because I don't want to, but dancing is not my forte. I dance like no one's watching. I paint like no one's watching, and I dance like no one's watching. But the painting turns out great, and the dancing is the kind of video you delete off your phone. And that's okay. That's just the... Subscribers, I need your hand. I need your help. How many people here do we have? Wow, so rude. Oh, sorry, Devonte. I didn't see your name there. Can you dance for us more often? Dancing's like painting and singing. The vibe has to take you. You can't say, do it now. It's actually let the expression take you on a journey. And if you try and force it, I don't like forced dancing. I don't like forced dancing, forced singing, or forced art. I love organic of all three. Let it catch, let it happen. But you were born in New Zealand, but have a Texas heart for music. Oh, mate. Give me a fiddle in the band any day. Don't mind a bit of Hawaiian music. Love organic. Big fan. Big fan. So, subscribers, we had a couple here. Devon, LJ, and Steve. And the reason for the funky glass is it's plastic, so if I drop it, it won't shatter. Vote on a colour. Bottle of water. Hope that helps, Devon. Devonte. Devonte. Give me some votes here, team. What colour are we moving to? Literally any one of the emojis. I have every colour here. We've done, it can't be, don't say red, orange, white. You could say white. Black and white are okay, but don't say red or orange and baby blue. They're out. What's that one there? Verde. Steve's on a green vote. LJ's on a magenta. We've got Devonte coming in with a yellow. Magenta, green, or yellow? Frisky. Magenta, green, yellow. Magenta, green, yellow. Magenta, green, yellow. Is there anyone else coming in here? Just do it. Just throw colours at it. Okay, I'll tell you what. The first tube I come across in the pot here, of those three colours, we're going with. Oh. All right. That wasn't me. I swear that was the paint. That happens. We found. Jason with a red. We've gone with a Terra Verde. So we've selected. Hey JB, welcome on it. Good to have you here. We're going with a muted green. Damn, I like pink with a beige cover on it, please. It's very specific. It's very specific. Whee. Big strokes. I love painting art and watching it. It's a funky username. Megan the Sewist. Welcome on in, Megan the Sewist. You like sewing as well? I'm just guessing, but possibly. I'm liking the pink under the navy. In the artwork or in the shirt? It's Friday, I definitely need a wine and kiss. You're consistent. I'll give you that. You are consistent. You've come on the stream going on how many times now? Like 4 times in the last week. And every time it's been more wine and cheese. And I respect that. You know one thing I respect more than just about anything? Consistency. And you are demonstrating that in spades. Play some music on that's soft and slow. We ain't got no place to go. Understand about this all damn day. Never felt a feeling quite this strong. Believe how much it turns me on. Honestly, guys, if you don't like country, I get weird about country. I like it. What is this form of painting called? I did art history I did painting courses in art history and all sorts. You could call it impressionism, you could call it abstract, you could call it expressionism. At the end of the day, we're on a TikTok Live, we're hanging out, we're connecting right here in the moment. You can ask questions and I'll answer it in real time. I think we're just having a good time. And you could also call it painterly, which means like kind of abstracted but a real image. I always found when it came to making art, trying to define it was kind of like quantum physics. Do you know with quantum physics, things get so small that when you try to see it, the particles have been moved. And so actually you never know exactly where everything is. So the moment you look at it, it changes. Art's no different. Art's kind of quantum in that sense that if we try and nail it down, suddenly it won't feel right and it'll change again. So, all I like to know, it's definitely something. We're definitely doing something and we're definitely having a good time. Past that, 2 boxes ticked. Let's just hang out. Let's enjoy making art with Tedder Birthday. This is Steve, absolutely fire call, by the way. Absolutely, I shouldn't point, but absolutely fire of a call. It's not popping green. I don't know if you went popping green or something softer, but we're on that Tedder Birthday. And it's exactly what we want, to bring those organic colours into it. And then who said yellow? Because yellow's on the agenda next. What's that there? An amorphic abstract. Yeah, maybe. I would just go with, if you want to Google more pictures like this, expressionism or impressionism are helpful. But these days, there's so much technology out there that I would even refer to this artwork, and I've said this before, as primalism, because we're using such old school rudimentary techniques by choice. Back in the 18 and 1900s, this was groundbreaking stuff. You had colours, fancy brushes, stable pigments. It was a big deal. But now, we have tablets, computers, and AI. So if you opt for a paintbrush and paint, you chose the dinosaur technique. And it's okay. It doesn't mean it's irrelevant, but it means you've opted for a method which is arguably more rudimentary and harder than it would be on a tablet. Now a tablet, all the layers are split, and so you can easily work on multiple layers and build something up. You can press undo. You can't do it on this. Um, you like painting this way? Well, Megan, I'm here with it for you. This is the only way I know how to paint too, Megan. I used to do, that's a lie. I know how to paint other ways, but I fell out of love with it. I felt like I was just trying to make other people happy. I was trying to bring satisfaction to other people by changing my art style into something I thought everyone wanted to see. And by doing so, it strangled the art form and it lacked that real feeling that art needs to actually connect with people. Fundamentally, art needs love, art needs connection. Not just connection with the artist and the work, but connection with anyone, a viewer who sees it. And like, sharing here is great too because we can do it in live time. This is happening right now and you are here right now and we understand that. And that's special. But my art, initially in my life, didn't focus on connection. It cared nothing for me or those who saw it. All it cared about was looking beautiful. How can there be beauty if there's not love and connection? Why does it even want to exist? And so that's when I actually started to express myself and explode onto a canvas. And the change, the quantum change, was suddenly, since I was doing that, it resonated with people and meant something to people. But then I realised by actually being the best version of myself and making art the way I feel it and letting myself actually express it, using it like a mirror of who I am. It sounds so cheesy, but it's the truth. Suddenly, real recognized real and people started gravitating to it in a very different way. And then I had this massive relief and weight off my shoulders, realizing actually to feel comfortable in this world, to feel okay and to be loved, I don't need to be anything other than what I am. I just need to make sure I can express myself or be myself the best I can be. My only job is to give as much of myself out there in the purest form as I possibly can. And if I can do that, then the art will be real and people will see that. It was a massive barrier to get over. To put yourself out there, to really be vulnerable and exposed. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. It is terrifying. But it feels much better than being caged and enclosed. I'll take vulnerable and exposed over caged and enclosed any day of the week. Always. Hey Luke, welcome on in. Yeah. It's like the colours of the shoot of the palette. I kinda are. Can we just take a minute to acknowledge how much of a great suggestion this was from Steve? This colour is fire. Maybe we're going for a bit of a swap here. Ooh, actually. Flamboyant and wild. Usually though, guys, when it comes to art, it's funny. There's so many long, fancy words. Einstein said if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it. And when it comes to art, usually it's a very, very big feeling you're trying to explain. But it's simple to explain. It's simple to grasp if you can find the right words And we throw around words almost like to gatekeep the whole art form. Expressionism, manifestation, you know, all these massive impressionist, postmodern landscape. Yeah. Does this help the average person connect into the picture? Or are we actively trying to put up barriers? Maybe not intentionally, but is that what's happening? And if we are, how do we fix that? Find your way back to why you even started painting in the first place, to connect and to love. You'd be like, no, I paint because I like the colour blue, or I paint because I like beautiful ships, or landscapes, or suns, or nature. Yeah. That's the shallow vision. That's in the frontal lobe. Go to the heart. Why do you want to express yourself through paint? It's always because of love and connection. That's the reason there's even pictures on cave walls in Turkey from 40,000 years ago, or however long you believe they are ago, that are on those cave walls of them etching in buffalo or people and things like this. Small little note, and they blew berry juice onto their hands, onto the wall. They're saying, I was here, and they're trying to express love and express connection in these simple little moments. A fingerprint onto the face of reality. That's what you're doing. These are kind of like my fingerprints. And you'll have your own, whether it be with dance, whether it be with music, whether it be with whatever it be with. Your thumbprint doesn't have to be the only fingerprint you leave on this reality. You can get into it with, like in this case, this is the equivalent of my thumb into this reality. It's artwork. It's unique. It's me. If I can be honest with it, if I can be authentic with it, if I can build it in a way which actually does reflect who I am, I can transpose a little bit of feeling in me onto the canvas, then yeah, that's a fingerprint all right. So it is your gift and it's your therapy. I love that. Maybe that's why Van Gogh is still close to our hearts. It's interesting you say that. Excellent setting, everything looks great. Thanks, Xavier, appreciate that. And Lewis, it's been ages since you've seen me. Well, now I'm back. Welcome back in. So Van Gogh's story is really interesting. Have I told anyone here Van Gogh's story? And if the answer is no, who wants to hear Van Gogh's story about how his work became famous? If you've heard it before, I won't do it. But if you haven't heard it before, I'll share it with you. I was literally telling you earlier today, so I'm more than happy to share it with you guys. Have you heard it before? And do you even want to hear it? That's the question. You love Van Gogh? Is that an invitation to tell the story? Do you want to hear it? I have 4 history from him. All right, well, Van Gogh couldn't sell his artwork, as we know, in his lifetime. Oh, Megan, you'd like to hear it? All right. You already know part of it. Van Gogh was the epitome of a tortured artist, and he couldn't find fame in his lifetime. The whole way through his life, it wasn't because the critics and the galleries didn't see him. His brother Theo was an art dealer, quite a successful one, and Theo put Van Gogh in front of every person he could, private owners, galleries, museums, whoever, and no one wanted to borrow Van Gogh. They didn't like the art. They don't like the art. It's as simple as that. We don't like Van Gogh. Then Van Gogh died, and Theo inherited, as his brother, his entire collection. What happened then? For 6 months he tried to sell Van Goghs. No one wanted them, and then he died too. Who inherited Van Gogh's entire collection? It was Theo's wife, Joanne. She, within a 6-month period, ended up with the entire Van Gogh collection, no brother-in-law, and no husband. She was widowed, she needed money, and all she had was every Van Gogh painting in existence. And what she found was that Theo had meticulously collected 800 or so Van Gogh letters. And what she did was she now went to anyone who was interested and started showing them the letters along with the paintings. And if you've seen Van Gogh's letters, or if you haven't looked them up, if you've seen them, you'll know that they humanize him. They're about his struggles, his philosophies, his views, how he was going to make the art, and how he was feeling when he made it, and how he felt about life before and after he made it. And with that letter, humanizing the artist, making him a real person, making the art something that was meaningful for his own existence, Van Gogh was painted. And suddenly, everyone thought we loved this art. But it was only via what Joanne did. And she did it because she had a sea of Van Goghs and no more husband. A widow with a sea of Van Goghs. There's a great book on it called The Hidden Sunflower or something. I forget the name of the book. But on how she did it. And you can look at it in a whole bunch of different ways. I attribute the entirety of Van Gogh's fame to her. Yeah, fascinating story. I personally attribute, and everyone does different things, I attribute all of Van Gogh's international fame and his position as the greatest of all time in the history books. Yes, great artist, I get that. Fame, that was Joanne. That was his sister-in-law who made that happen. Otherwise, those paintings, they could still be in an attic somewhere, or they could have all been destroyed. That would have been a tragedy. But that's the truth. I'll get that name of the book, guys. And I'll tell you about it in the next live. But you ship that to the Philippines. You hold fire there. You wait till they're finished. You may not like them when they're finished. You may love it more. God, what's the name of that book? Memory doesn't serve. But what's the purpose of that story? The purpose of that story is to say that what made Van Gogh famous was the simple act of humanizing him. And that's a really, really cool message for anyone out there pursuing their own creative path or their own life in different ways. The Secret Life of Sunflowers. Yes, JB, that's the book, guys. We have that there. It could have been a tragedy. You're right. But even the greatest artist of all time, because do we give that to Van Gogh? I'm giving it to Van Gogh. It's between, I think Van Gogh beats Picasso. I think Monet and Van Gogh come close, but I think between Van Gogh and Monet, it'd be a tie for me, but Van Gogh's more famous than Monet. So Van Gogh's the GOAT, greatest of all time. And what's really special about that is what we're saying is that even the greatest art of all time would go unnoticed if you didn't connect with the artist. Even the greatest art of all time would go unnoticed if you didn't connect with the artist. Do you know how significant that is? Only once we knew who Van Gogh was and we connected with him through his letters to Theo, 800 letters with all his feelings, philosophies, emotions, struggles, and artistic vision. did we care? Just sit and think about that. From the greatest artist of all time. We only cared once he was humanized. The Secret Life of Sunflowers. Now, I'm recommending this book. I haven't actually read it yet. I've just got all the facts. But I guarantee it is the next one on my list. Ooh, big blotch of paint there. Okay, subs. I need your help again. I told you my cute little story. I now need help selecting another colour. We've played with green, we've done really well. What's it going to be? Has anyone changed their mind after seeing green go on? Because we had yellow and magenta as two options, and I'm wondering, yeah, I think I'm going to buy the physical book, JB. I think I'm going to buy the physical book because I get the feeling that I'm going to want to read it and quote and like highlight pieces of it. Who's that? It is a lovely answer. Young Sheldon. I haven't had that before, but I'll go with it. If Sheldon was an artist. If Sheldon painted. Imagine if this was an alternate universe and this is literally Sheldon after physics got too stressful and started using painting for therapy. Coming on in here, Steve says blue. We've got Languishare on purple. We've got Art Bunny. Hey Art Bunny, thank you so much. Steve on Azul. I like your thinking, Steve. Azul slaps. I think that's, does anyone else have any feelings? I think you're right, Steve. I think we're going to jump on a Azul buzz. Yeah. I'm with you, Steve. Is Steve going for 2 for 2? Steve, you should also realise though, let's get the green off the brush, by suggesting blue, if it ruins these pictures, you are taking full responsibility. Just so you're aware, that's all, you know. I encourage it. But are you on board with that level of... Seems like, yeah, just dial me up. Let's do it. No, obviously you guys are just, you're suggesting and recommending, and I take full responsibility. But your eagerness there, it's to be applauded. Yep, I'm ready for full responsibility. That is the attitude that gets you class captain. That's right. Here we go. Lovely. See? This is why you wear gloves, to avoid this. So the blue we've chosen, team, is ultra marine blue. That's where we're at. Right. Ultramarine blue. I've stalled for long enough. Let's go. And we're closing in slowly and gently on 20,000 likes, which is pretty cool too. You'll notice too that there's similarities in their faces. There's also fundamental differences, which is pretty fun. Hey, welcome on in, Alex and Birdie. Yes, indeed. That's what we're doing. How are we doing from a distance? Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's coming together. Thanks, Birdie. And Rockwell Stan, welcome in. Welcome on in. We're not far off running out these colours. We're going to go back. You're here just in time, actually, Rockwell. We're going to go back to. You're here just in time, actually, Rockwell. We're going to go back to. All right, team. Yeah, he's back. Speaking of being back, just gonna go to the bathroom quickly. Then I'll come on back. This is your chance to do the same. So, if you are like me, and you have also hydrated the right amount, then go sort yourself out. Come on back. We've got a bit more ultramarine blue to slash around the side of the face. And then I think we're going to go into some pastels. But we'll see. I'll be back. Cheers, guys. All right. Sorry for disappearing on your team. I. Little Cooper was being nice and cute. So I thought I'd just give her a bit of a rock. It's spectacular. Thank you, Paulo. Appreciate you back again. Yes, indeed. Indeed I am. We are back. Is it all going to work for me? Or is it going to complain? Knowing me, knowing you, there is nothing we can do. Right. The ground has dried out, so I can't slip and slide around as much anymore. Which I know this will disappoint both of us. Breaks my heart. Thought we had a good slip and slide thing going on. All right. Hey, Disney World. Welcome morning. Smaller brush team, smaller brush. I'm going to tag out this one, and then I have a selection of brushes to choose from. Perfect size. Perfecto, team. Oh. And I dashed off and left you guys to it, and I come on back, and we're on 22,000 likes. I don't deserve 2.4 thousand of those likes. Not one little bit. I ran off to hang out with my baby briefly and go to the bathroom. Oh. such a small brush, you can't get anything done with a small brush. You need a big... I need the brush I had before. But I'm going to add some black on with this brush. I want thinner lines with these blacks. Who are we painting today? And Edu, I can't quite understand that, but good to have you in here. Michael, we are painting, two faces. We were doing a landscape, but then we got into a face vibe. I said to everyone, how do we feel if we just explore two faces? No purpose, no purpose. These are not commissions. They may never go into the full fruition of being originals. But here, in this space, we can have some fun. Out of curiosity, guys, while you're here watching, for those who are here, what do you do? Are you on the couch watching TV and you got the phone there in your hand? Are you playing on your laptop? You chuck some music on in the background too? Are you out there in a cafe somewhere, laying in bed, scrolling? What are you doing? And how do you like to enjoy a painter? I'm a hair god. I like that. Hello, brother. Ivan, I'm doing great. Good to see, good to hear from you again too. I think the majority are either waking up and they're having a morning coffee, or on the pillow, right? I'm receiving from heart surgery and going well. Take care of yourself, people. Jeepers, Michael. Sending good vibes from here in New Zealand, and I hope that goes well. Of course, everyone is here sending you good wishes. Everyone, Michael. we got a bit too much black out of the tube. That was way too excited. Oh, me es encantes. Encantes. I'm confused. But what kind of birds do you have there? We've got tuis, kiddidoos. What else do we have? Kiddidoos, also known as a wood pigeon. We have yellowhammers. They're not native, but they're beautiful. Fantails, they are native. Sparrows. We have seagulls, but you won't hear them here. Thanks, I appreciate that. So great work, brother. I'm glad you like it. It's a bit of a fun, different set this time. Usually we're working on one painting at a time, but the double up, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Plus it means I'm not always in front of one work, which loosens me up. Keeps the strokes fresh, keeps the attitude towards the paintings fresh. You just keep battling, one stroke after the next. There we go. Wonder if I set this. Thank you for sharing your gift within Minnesota. You're more than welcome. Thanks for being here, you absolute legend. Apollo, welcome on in. And Michael, appreciate that too. We're actually more to the point. Thanks for being here with me. You turn this process from a lonely endeavor into a shared process. And a shared process, a collaborative process, naturally already has connection into it. And already having connection baked into the process, that makes sure we're heading in the right direction. Positivity, joy, happiness. That's what art should strive to produce, if we can. If we can. We can't always guarantee we'll get that, but we can try and, hey, you're welcome. We can't always guarantee that we'll land on those things, but we can do our best to try. If you missed it as well, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can. Maybe I'm just pointing at the obvious. But these are the same painting. And we talked about earlier generating faces from AI. Happiness, joy, envy, sadness. All these different emotions. I'd like to believe that this is an aged face of happiness. It wants to be a face of joy. Old, but old in the way that you have these stories cascading through the wrinkles. Think of those more like evidence of stories and smiles. Then it's our responsibility to actually make sure there's an absolute explosion of colour that shows you that there is a series of beautiful, beautiful stories behind the space. Now, next colour. Clear off that brush. I think. Whew, who's that? Ashy. It is joy captured in a face well lived. I love that. And Steve, you're on a yellow. Well, we are going to move towards something brighter. And if I find yellow first, then yes, expect yellow. Feel up there, that's white. Parchment. Over there. All right, Steve, I like your suggestion, but we're going to go in a slightly different direction. Nah, we haven't done this one before, Loki. We did some big smiling faces, but these are new faces. New faces, new wrinkles, new textures, new smiles, new personalities, new characters. All right. We're going to go for parchment first, then after parchment, we're going to spring across into a fiery violet. Then after that, we might start running out of space on this canvas. We'll see. They will both, that's correct, both become faces. Oh, sorry, Loki. Yes. Yes, they're both the exact same face. So they're both faces, and they're both the same face. So we're literally painting simultaneously beside each other, but two faces of the same character. What's interesting about that, it's fun to examine, in that we can see how the two faces actually come out very uniquely different. even though both are made with the exact same artist, same time, with the same intentions, you just keep noticing new little accents, new little moments. And you can't, once you've noticed one little spot, you move on to the next one, the other piece, and you notice another little spot. Changes, moments, they're all a little bit different. Hello, you're here, that's lovely. Good to have you here. Here we go. If LJ is still here, we're about to be on a magenta buzz. Cheers, Ashy. It's a bit of fun. I like painting in gumboots. I like wearing a nice shirt, but I don't mind some informal shoes. Feels good. And yes, Jay Smith. Magenta. That's my girl. That's my avatar. Hands down. Claimed. Steve, since you access the avatars too, you need to choose one. Which one are we locking down as Steve's avatar? Jay's got titanium. I've got magenta. Which one's going to be Steve's? It's going to get really awkward too if we get more than 35 subscribers. I run out of emojis. See you later, JB. Thanks for jumping on in, you champion. Appreciate you being here. White and that magenta. Steve has, Steve, you can take red, but would you like, in your other set of avatars, you've got, I think there's Crimson. Crimson's there, Crimson looks pretty cool. Couple of good options. All right. Crimson belongs to Steve. We've got magenta, crimson, and titanium with homes. Guys, I honestly don't have a plan for when we run out of spots. Hello to South Africa. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Who's that there? The man who bakes. The man who bakes from South Africa. All right, team. Hey, I don't know you're from Canada, Megan. That's exciting. We might pause there. Oh, thanks, Mary Love. I appreciate that. We're gonna let these layers dry, and then we can come on back for a bit more. Let me spin you around so you can see these from the front on. Here we go. So, they're not finished, but what you see right now is all the sort of early colours we want to see in them. So although there's a lot more colours in this face, in these faces, in this face duplicated, we can see through the blues, the magentas, the reds, the oranges, the greens, and the whites parchment, we can see the faces start to form. But only once we use all the colours in the equation can we see the entire picture. So that's part of the fun. I'll squat down here so you can actually see them. But what's a splatter room? Is that like a painting thing? Because that could be pretty fun. And thanks, Megan. I appreciate that. They're the same but different. Yeah, that's part of the fun. It's intriguing too because you'd think that through the mind of an artist, they would construct it the same way. But when I do two pictures side by side, they come out entirely different. And part of the fun with that, I find, is that it's less to do with the facts of how you make the artwork, but the fingerprint is your character and personality that goes into it. Because even though they're different, you can definitely tell they're by the same artist. And yet, They're so different. Anyway, I'll let the paint we put on them dry now. I'll wash those two brushes and then we'll come back to them and do a bit more. Either tonight or I've got a live scheduled for tomorrow. So the live tomorrow, depending on the weather, we might take a big canvas outside or we'll put some more paint on these. Oh no, I've got some soda water in a plastic cup. I wanted a nice glass, but then I thought, what if you drop it? Hey to Invercargill. And apart from that, guys, sending love from the New Zealand studio. Hope you're all happy and healthy, and thanks for joining for this session. We'll be back. Get some sleep or have a great day. Cheers, guys. See you, Megan. Bye, Ashy. See you, Jay and Ashy. Catch you, everyone.